Jay Garrick, The Flash, issue 5. Jeremy Adams writing with Diego Olortegui on the art. So, Dr. Elemental, is that his name?
Mm-hmm. Dr. Elemental.
Yeah, okay, just again, all these names. Judy and Jay are trying to figure out, obviously, I mean, we left in a cliffhanger where like the woman at the place started shooting them with their robot arm. So we get a bit of an action scene where they're dealing with that first. Which, you know, is fun enough. Jay's like moving really fast to avoid getting hit, and he vibrates her arm, which makes her malfunction, so she's glitching out. But then Dr. Elemental's like talking through her and taunting them. So, you know, did you like her head being like snapped back over her head?
Well, that was great. I like though that he's vibrating and the arm comes off, and Jay didn't seem to mean to do that, right? So that added a bit because we didn't know if she was an actual robot quite yet, or if it was like a cyborg lady. So that came as a surprise. So yeah, then when it ends up being a robot and her head snaps around and there's a timer, I thought, again, this is all very pulpy, silly, kind of golden agey stuff.
She self detonates, and like we just get this full page spread of like the top of the building going boom. But of course, there's like lines of lightning to suggest that the flashes have ran out. You know, so. Fun stuff, but they have to go. Obviously, they've evacuated the building as well. They've saved all the scientists and whatnot, which is nice. But we have to go find Elemental. So they go to Brazil to meet Dr. Midnight. I mean, they don't do the reveal that he's Dr. Midnight till later, but if you know who Peter is with the eye, you know who it is.
Yeah, I knew that. I'm like, wait, why is Dr. Midnight in Brazil? So before I was like, maybe this is just a guy, maybe he shares a name, I don't know. And then when we get to the Midnight Cave and there's a gigantic owl, and I was like, oh, it's Dr. Midnight, right? But I'm like, why is he living in Brazil in the City of the Sun? I don't know. Just go with it.
I mean, I don't think it matters. I think the idea is that obviously the current JSA doesn't have him in it, so he's just off doing his own thing.
Yeah.
But it makes sense that Jay knows him, right? Actually, there's something I really liked in the art here is the page where he takes them into his like hut, but there's a secret, obviously, elevator down to his cave.
Yeah.
I liked that the art actually kind of built the panels around that elevator, so you can sort of see them at the top and then like where they land at the bottom. I just thought it was a simple little touch that kind of showed you how they like went down, and I don't know, it worked for me. But you know, basically Jay's asking for his help, but he's like, hey, I think they've followed you here, and yeah, it seems that an army of robots and Robear have come to try and get Judy. So they suit up. Jay tells Judy to stay back in the cave because she's what they specifically want. She should stay away from the fighting. She's not happy about it, but fair enough. She'll stay back. So I enjoyed her being a little kind of like, you know, antsy and like sort of scrunching her face up in the art. But Elemental predicted all this. He just kind of like appears in the cave. He literally makes the cave, like the wall of the cave open like the Red Sea at one point with his powers. It's the whole thing. But yeah, the shooter with a dart knocks her out, so Elemental gets her. And that's basically the main thing of the issue, is that Judy has been kidnapped. There's a lot more action, of course, with Jay and Midnight fighting this army. But the main thing with that is that once Jay realizes she's gone, they come back, he starts questioning Robear, and then Midnight's like, hey, by the way, that teleporter device that's in your like body, I took that out when we were fighting, so you can't go back anywhere. So it seems like we're going to be interrogating Robear next issue. So. I
love, again, the art here with the expressions where he goes, wait, why can't I transport? Why isn't it working? Just the smile to the look of concern over, you know, the two panels. Very, very good art.
Yeah, you'd almost feel bad for him. He looks so concerned in that last page. Yeah. But he's also he's an evil bear, though. So
he's an evil bear, but is he evil because he was tinkered with? Was he evil before? These are all questions that I have.
Yeah, Dr. Elemental, by the way, now we're seeing more of him walking around in his costume. Yeah. He's got a very Doctor Doom kind of look to him.
Doctor Doom, even down to the gauntlets, right? Mm-hmm. And like the hooded with the mask. So like that can't be an accident. So, but yeah, what is his plan with Judy? That's where I'm at. That I haven't quite pieced together. You know, because he's always been interested in her almost as a conduit. So
yeah, I don't think you're meant to have been able to piece it together completely anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah, Also, how great is that splash phase with Dr. Midnight and Jay, where Jay's, pummeling Robert?
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah,
looks great.
He's punching in super speed, so you've got all these speed lines as if it's his arms that have been going up and down. As Dr. Midnight's just kicking a robot's head off.
Yeah.
It's good stuff. Oh, I'll just noticed in the foreground his moon boomerang thing stabbing a robot's head in the foreground. It's also a nice touch. No, it's a fun book. It's a fun, light-hearted book. It's always a quick read. I never really have any big complaints, but at the same time, I wouldn't praise it that high either. It's just a really solid, fun little time. It's nice to spend time with these characters. So, what are you giving Jay Garrick, The Flash?
I'm gonna give this an 8.
Yeah, I'll go with a 7 for this one. I think this is definitely maybe a tier down from the other books I read, but still a fun time. No regrets, certainly.